Yes, my dear students of ninth standard. Now we are going to discuss about a new lesson, Unit 13, Chemical Bonding. Unit 13, Chemical Bonding, in your science book, page number 148. 148. So in this lesson, what are the objectives of this lesson? What should be learned? What is the knowledge that you are going to gain from this lesson? After the completion of this lesson, you are going to understand about what is an atom, how molecules are formed, what is meant by chemical bond, what is octet rule, and how to draw least dot structure of atoms, and the understanding about the types of bond, and you are going to gain the knowledge of the characters of ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate bond, and how to differentiate the characters of ionic bond, covalent bond, and coordinate bond, and types of reaction like redox reaction. And also, you are going to find out the oxidation number of a different element. These are the important objectives that knowledge you are going to gain through this lesson. So in the introduction part it is given, see, we already know that atoms are building blocks of matter. Under normal condition, no atom exists as an independent, that means single entity in nature, except noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton. However, a group of atoms is found to exist together as one species. Such a group of atoms is called molecule. That you have to underline. Group of atom or atoms combine to form molecule. Obviously, there should be a force to keep the constituent atoms together as the thread holds the flowers together in a garland. This attractive force which holds the atoms together is called bond. So, my dear boys, what you are going to understand from this paragraph, see, atoms are building blocks of matter. Already you know the matter. There are three states of matter: solid, liquid, gases. Whatever the different states of matter, the matters constitute or matter is formed by the combination of atoms. So atom is the basic unit of all the objects, all the matter. And normally atom do not exist in independent except noble gases. Except noble gases or rare gases or inert gases, all are same. So in the modern periodic table, that is in the last column, the 18th group, the noble gases are located. That is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. So these gases are always exist an independent state, that is a single entity in the atomic form. All the remaining atoms combine together and always in the form of molecule. Always in the form of molecule. So molecules combine to one another. Molecules combine to one another. How this combination take place? Like how flowers are together in a garland. See, the flowers are tied with one another to make a garland. To make a garland. So what is used for the combination or connecting the flowers? We are using thread. The thread here like a force which is going to attract the atom together to form a molecule. So the thread is like a attractive force. So this force only going to bind the atoms together. This force is going to bind the atoms together to form a molecule. So the binding force or attractive force is called bond. The attractive force which hold the atoms together is called bond. So in this part I have to understand. So matter is made up of atoms and molecule, and normal condition no atom exists on independent except noble gases, and atoms combine to form molecule. That is attractive force which is going to hold the atoms together. That attractive force is called a bond. Now, here in the figure 13.2, atoms held together by bond. So, see here carbon, nitrogen are combined together. There is a force. There is a force which is going to connect atoms together to form a molecule. That force, attractive force, is called a bond. And here, see, there is a definition for a chemical bond that you have to underline and learn. Will be asked in 2 more question. What is a chemical bond? A chemical bond may be defined as the force of attraction between the atoms that binds them together as a unit called a molecule. A chemical bond may be defined as the force of attraction between the atoms that binds them together as a unit called molecule. So once again you have to repeat several times, then only you are going to understand, and it will be going to be recorded in your mind. See, a chemical bond may be defined as the force of attraction between the atoms that binds them together. So the force only binds them together as a unit, as a single unit, which is called a molecule. So these 3 lines are the definition for a chemical bond. So in this unit we will study about Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bond, Lewis dot structure, and different types of reaction. So here 3 things are given what we are going to learn in the coming paragraphs. First, see Coastal-Lewis approach about the chemical bond, then Lewis dot structure, then thirdly different types of reaction. First, see Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bond. So first, see out know what is called octet rule. Atoms of various elements combine together in different ways to form chemical compound. This phenomena raised many questions. So atoms of various elements combine together. So different types of chemical compounds are formed. Sometimes see same atoms of same element combine to form a molecule. Same atoms combine to form molecule, or different atoms of the element. Atoms of different element combine to form a molecule and compounds also. So this phenomena raised a different question to the chemist. So why do atoms combine? Why do atoms combine? How do atoms combine? Why do certain atoms combine while others do not? So first question, see, why do atoms combine? So here atoms normally we are going to say that atoms combine to form molecule. Atoms combine to form molecule. Also see, according to this Coastal-Lewis, that is atoms of all the elements except inert gases combine to form molecule because they have incomplete valence shell. They have incomplete valence shell and tend to attain a stable electronic configuration similar to noble gases. Similar to noble. This is the reason why do atoms combine, which is given in the second column. So below the more to know, you have to listen here. See, according to this, atoms of all the elements other than inert gases combine to form molecule because they have incomplete valence shell and tend to attain a stable electronic configuration similar to noble gases. This is the reason why do atoms combine. Atoms combine to attain the noble gas configuration, to attain the stable electronic configuration, or to fulfill the octet rule. To fulfill the octet rule. This is the reason why do atoms combine. So atoms are normally not stable. So to attain this stability, according to electronic theory of valence or octet rule, they are going to lose electron or gain electron and achieve the octet rule, and going to satisfy the octet rule or attain the noble gas configuration, and then they are going to be stable in nature. So this is the reason why do atoms combine. So how do atoms combine? See, atoms can combine below that. See, atoms can combine either by transfer of valence electron from one atom to another or by sharing valence electron in order to achieve the stable outer shell 8 electron. So, how these atoms are combined? They are going to combine by transferring electron. Transfer means maybe gain of electron or loss of electron. Transfer means which is going to have two meaning. Atoms may transfer from one atom to another or gain from one atom to another. Also by sharing of valence electron. So transfer or sharing. So any of these two ways, atom going to try to achieve the stable outer shell of 8 electrons. So outer shell of atom should contain 8 electron. Outer shell of any atom should contain 8 electron. So noble gases contain 8 electron except helium. Even helium fulfill or having the that first shell is completely filled. K shell is completely filled. All the remaining atoms, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, they have filled in the outermost shell by having 8 electron. 8 electron. So when they are going to have 8 electron in the outermost shell, the reactor rule, the electronic theory of valence is fulfilled. So those atoms are stable in nature. But you see, how do atoms combine? By transferring or sharing electron. Then now we come to that first column. To answer such questions, different theories have been put forth from time to time. One of such theories which explain the formation of molecules is Kozal-Lewis theory. Kozal and Lewis gave successful explanation based upon the concept of electronic configuration of noble gases about why atoms combine to form molecule. Atoms of noble gases have little or no tendency to combine with each other or with atoms of other element. This means that these atoms must be having stable electronic configuration. The electronic configuration of noble gases are given. So what is given in this para? See that noble gases, these noble gases atoms, never they are going to lose electron. Atoms of noble gases have little, see the fourth line, atoms of noble gases have little or no tendency to combine with each other or with atoms of other element. Why this is? Because they are having completely filled outermost shell. Helium, the first shell is completely filled. Neon, that is L shell. Argon. Similarly, all the outermost shells of helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon are completely filled outermost shell, having 8 electron except helium. They are having completely filled outermost shell. So this means these atoms must having stable electronic configuration. That's why they are inert in nature. Inert means inactive. They will not readily react with any other element. Even they will not combine with one another to form a doublet form, to form a that is a diatomic state. They are always in the monoatomic state. Monoatomic state. So except helium, all other noble gases have 8 electron in their valence shell. Even helium has its valence shell completely filled and hence no more electrons can be added. So helium in the first shell, K shell, is completely filled. 2 electron in the first shell. That is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the K shell. Thus, by having stable valence shell electronic configuration, the noble gas atoms neither have any tendency to gain nor to lose electron, hence their valence is 0. So sometimes we will be given questions, what is the valency of noble gases, or why noble gases are having valency 0. Valency 0 because by having stable valence shell electronic configuration, the noble gas atoms neither have any tendency to gain nor to lose electrons. and hence their valence is 0. So these noble gases will not donate or gain or share electrons. So their valence is always 0. Valence is 0. They will not have the tendency because already they are in the stable electronic configuration. They have satisfied the rule of 8. They are so inert that they even do not form diatomic molecule and exist as monatomic gaseous atoms. So how inert means even they do not combine with one another to form a diatomic molecule. That means they are always in the monatomic gaseous atoms. Such a inactive, such a stable configuration structure for the noble gases. Then see, more to know, the number of electrons lost from metal atom is the valency of the metal. Normally, see the metals that is aluminium, calcium, sodium. So these magnesium. So metals normally ready to lose electron. So how many electrons are lost by metal? That is the valency of metal ion. Then normally non-metal is going to gain electron. Non-metal going to gain chlorine, fluorine, so iodine. They are going to gain electron. So number of electron gained by non-metal is the valency of non-metal. This you have to understand. Metals having the tendency to lose electron. Metals having the tendency to lose electron. So metals are electropositive in nature. Electropositivity means tendency of losing electron, and non-metals having the tendency of gaining. So non-metals are electronegative in nature. So sometimes you will be asked question, what is called electronegativity? So the tendency of an atom gaining one or more electron, that is called electronegativity. Non-metals are electronegativity and metals are electropositivity. So based on the noble gas electronic configuration, Kozal and Lewis proposed a theory in 1916 to explain chemical combination between atoms, and this theory is known as electronic theory of valence or acted rule. So already told what is called acted rule. Acted rule means nothing but that is the tendency of an atom having 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Acted rule is, or electronic theory of valence is, the tendency of an atom having or attaining 8 electrons in their outermost shell. How these 8 electrons are attained? By transferring or sharing electron. So already explained. Again you are going to see why do atoms combine. So according to this, atoms of all elements other than inert gases combine to form molecule because they have incomplete valence shell and tend to attain a stable electronic configuration similar to noble gases. So atoms are always in the, that is, incomplete valence shell. Atoms are in the incomplete valence shell. So to attain this stability or stable electronic configuration, they are going to combine with one another. They are going to combine with one another. So that's why the atoms combine. Then how? Next question. See, how do atoms combine? Atoms can combine either by transfer of valence electron from one atom to another, or by sharing of valence electron in order to achieve the stable outer shell of 8 electron. So these are the ways to combine. So how do atoms combine? They combine by transferring or sharing valence electron. Next, see what is called acted rule or rule of 8. Also one more name is given in the above para, electronic theory of valence. What is called electronic theory of valence? What is acted rule? What is rule of 8? The tendency of atoms to have 8 electrons in the valence shell is called the acted rule. The tendency of atoms to have 8 electrons in the valence shell is known as acted rule or rule of 8. Here, for example, one example is given. Take sodium atom. Sodium atom, the atomic number of sodium is 11. Already you learn what is called atomic number. Atomic number is the total number of proton present in the nucleus of an atom. That is also can be defined in another form, that is the total number of electron which revolve around the nucleus of an atom, because in an atom the number of electron is always equal to number of proton. An atom, the number of electron is always equal to number of proton. So to write electronic configuration, we should know the atomic number. So atomic number 11 means number of electron 11. These 11 electrons are going to be distributed according to the formula 2n squared. Already you learned 2n squared formula. And you're going to apply the 2n squared formula. What will be the configuration? 281. 281, that is the electronic configuration of sodium. At the same time, you have to see a chlorine. What is the chlorine? Atomic number of chlorine is 17. Atomic number of chlorine is 17. That is 17 proton and 17 electron. So 17 electron can be accommodated using the formula 2n squared. So what is the configuration? 2, 8, 7. K shell 2, then Lm 287. So to get the nearest noble gas configuration, so these atoms need that sodium atom need one more electron, but the chlorine atom going to lose one electron to attain the nearest neon stable configuration. Here sodium 281. So the outermost shell only one electron. By losing that one electron, sodium can satisfy the law of octane. At the same time, chlorine outermost shell 7 electron. By gaining 1 electron, chlorine can satisfy the rule of 8 by having 8 electron. So already we learned what is octet rule. That is the tendency of atom having 8 electron. Tendency. So to attain the 8 electron, normally already in the more to know I explained, that is the metals normally lose electrons. Metals lose electron. Metals are electropositive in nature. A non-metal normally gain electron. Non-metal is electronegative. So here sodium metal which readily lose electron, one electron from the outermost shell to get this stable electronic configuration. And chlorine, this is a non-metal, is going to gain electron to attain this stable electronic configuration. So it need one more electron, that is chlorine need one more electron, and it going to gain that electron from sodium. So chlorine readily gain one electron from the other atom and obtain stable electronic configuration. Thus elements tend to have stable valence shell 8 electron by losing or gaining electron. So how these 8 electron are satisfying the rule of 8 is possible only by losing or gaining electron. Losing or gaining electron. Then here that the formation of sodium ion is given in the figure 13.3. That is a sodium atom. So you have to draw this type of electron dot structure. That is the inside, that is a nucleus. You have to draw a small circle, that you have to mention the name of the element sodium. And next shell is K shell, L shell, M shell. So one circle which is going to depict one shell. The nearest shell to the nucleus is K, L, M, N, like that. So K shell 2 electron, L shell 8 electron, then next shell, the outermost shell 1 electron. Outermost shell 1 electron. That is K shell 2, L 8, M 1 electron. So outermost shell here only 1 electron. That electron is going to be loss of electron. So after losing that 1 electron, sodium atom become sodium ion. Sodium positively charged ion. Na plus. Na plus means sodium positively charged ion, which is also called a cation. Cation means positively charged ion. Cation means positively charged ion. How cations are possible? By losing one or more electron. Now see, this is that take place during the bond formation, this kind of loss of electron take place in sodium. At the same time, when you are going to see that chlorine, what will happen? See, chlorine atomic number 17. So 287. 287 means K shell 2, L shell 8, then M shell 7 electron. First you have to write chlorine in the nucleus, then KLM. K shell 2, L shell 8, M shell 7 electron. So 7 electrons in the outermost shell, it needs only 1 electron. It needs only 1 electron to fulfill the law of octet, to satisfy the rule of 8. So it's going to gain 1 electron. Going to gain 1 electron from the combining atom. Suppose if it is going to combine with the sodium, in the sodium, from the sodium it going to take that electron. So gain of 1 electron, the outermost shell going to be fulfilled, that is going to satisfy the rule of 8 by gaining 1 electron from the combining atom. So now chlorine outermost shell 8 electron, and now it is also going to be a negatively charged because 1 electron is excess compared to the number of proton. There will be no change in the number of proton. Protons are always going to be same, which is in the nucleus of an atom. 17 proton in the nucleus, but 18 electron. 1 electron is excess. What is the charge of electron? Negative, minus. That's why it is given Cl minus. Cl minus, that is going to be chloride ion. It is not an atom. It is not an atom. Chlorine, that is an atom. Now it is an ion. Chloride, that is negatively charged ion, also called anion. Anions are formed by gaining 1 or more electron. So now, which atoms tend to lose electron? Which are tend to gain electron? Atom that have 1, 2, 3 in the outermost shell. Atoms that have 1 electron or 2 electron or 3 electron in the valence shell tend to lose electrons, like sodium, magnesium, aluminium. Sodium 1 electron, magnesium 2 electron, aluminium 3 electron. So these atoms are ready to lose electron. At the same time, atoms having 5 or 6 or 7 valence electron in the outermost shell, they are ready to gain electron. That is chlorine, fluorine, like that. These atoms are ready to gain. So non-metal gain electron, metal lose electron. So in this way, the bond formation take place. Here see in the table 13.2, it is given, see, unstable electronic configuration, that is boron. Boron, that is going to be 5 atomic number, electron distribution 2, 3. 2, 3. So 3 electron, it's going to donate 3 electron to form the stable configuration. Nitrogen 7 to 5 electron, so it's going to gain electron. Oxygen 8 to 6, outermost shell 6 electron, valence electron, so it's also going to gain 2 electron to satisfy the rule of 8. Sodium 11 to 81, outermost shell only 1 electron, and it's going to lose that 1 electron to the combining atom to form a stable electronic configuration. Stable electronic configuration. So in this way, that bonding is possible. In this way, bonding is take place. The force of attraction take place between sodium ion and chloride ion. Sodium ion and chloride ion, there is a strong bond is developed because of the electrostatic force of attraction, and sodium chloride, a stable sodium chloride molecule is formed. So up to this you have to learn from the beginning. That is see in the first para, what is an atom and what is a bond, what is the definition of chemical bond, what is called the octet rule, and here why do atoms combine? Atoms combine to get stable electronic configuration. How do atoms combine? By transferring or sharing electron. Why do certain atoms combine while others? So atoms which are not having 8 electrons in the outermost shells are going to combine. Atoms already having 8 electrons will not do not combine to form a compound or molecule. Now, what is octet rule or rule of 8? How sodium chloride, how sodium ion is formed and chloride ion is formed, and what is sodium chloride molecule, how sodium chloride molecule is formed. So after this you have to go through, learn thoroughly. This is an important lesson. The chemical bond, how bonding take place, and what is octet rule, and all this you have to learn thoroughly. And you have to try classwork up to finish and prepare well. Don't waste the time. Thank you. God bless you.